Hey everybody, before we get started with this next episode of Payne Auto Talk, I just wanted to say that some of it was edited for time and content for the simple fact of Tony Flores, the general manager, and Vanessa Santana, the service manager of Payne Edinburg Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Very busy people. I was very fortunate to get both of them in the room together, and we were just going to cover a couple of things for about 15 to 20 minutes in a Payne Auto Talk short. But you're going to hear just how cohesive they are and how much fun they have. And we went on for almost an hour. So this is my little disclaimer just to show you how into their job they are. They gave us a little bit extra just for Payne Auto Talk, and I'm very sure they're going to give you a whole lot extra if you're a customer or if you ever just visit the store. I hope you enjoy this episode. You can hear I sure did. They had a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and dive into Payne Auto Talk. Hey everybody out there on the internet, this is Chris Marshall of the Payne Street Team, brought to you by Payne Auto Group Valleywide and PayneAutoGroup.com, where we have what you want, lo que tu quieres, regardless. Howdy to everybody out there on Apple Podcast and Spotify. It's time for Payne Auto Talk. We're right back where we started, right here at Payne Edinburg Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with General Manager Mr. Tony Flores and Service Manager Vanessa Santana. So how y'all doing out there?
Good, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. You can speak up, Vanessa. Come on, don't be shy.
No, we're doing great, actually. Super busy always. Definitely growing. Going through some changes, but they're definitely productive.
Oh, I believe it. Well, here we are back where we started from, and this is the newest store in the fleet. And I've got the two honchos, or honcho and honchess here, the two chiefs. And with this newest store, everything is, of course, fresh and brand new and beautiful.
Yep.
I just took a picture over in service where Pete Lopez is working, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but there was all this beautiful retro pictures. We've got the Power Wagon, the vintage Power Wagon of the old, I think it was a take from the old M34 3/4 ton Power Wagon from World War II. Also, behind Pete Lopez's station is the old school Grand Wagoneer with the wood panels. When I think of it, I think of John Candy from The Great Outdoors. And it's so good. And of course, Tony's office has the Challenger in it, which is a fave of mine. But things around the automotive industry have been a little bit sparse lately. And I noticed that we just got a whole load of vehicles in, which makes both our sales associates happy, but also service happy.
Yes, Chris, that's a very good point. When we build a store, it's a completely dedicated store to Jeep. We have actually, I don't know, you were talking about the artwork. Mm-hmm. We got a just dedicated side of the store, offices, all the walls, even the wallpaper is the grill for the Jeep, which is legendary. Everybody knows what that means.
Oh, yeah.
And the artwork and all that side is, of course, everything is about Jeep. The carpets, the pictures, the paper wall, everything is about Jeeps. And with that being said, we have our fascia outside the store. And, it's as black and brown like the bamboo.
Yep.
Because it's actually letting people know that we actually have a Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram store, but we also have our own dedicated Jeep store. And that position is to obtain lots and lots of Jeep inventory, because we're the only store in the Valley, Chris, that has a dedicated Jeep store.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mopar people, I call them Moparians, they are a certain breed. And Jeeps, those folks are fanatics.
Yes.
They're fanatics.
Definitely.
They know our product. They know what can do, and the heritage that it's got, and the durability, and all the technology that is involved in those kind of vehicles now that we've been getting anywhere between 30 and 50 cars every month. We're talking about inventory earlier. 70% of that is Jeep products. And, I know a lot of people have questions about that, and they have they haven't had a chance to come and see them, but we were gladly inviting everybody. We have different kind of programs they can see, but the best part of everything, we got the largest inventory in all South Texas.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
From what I saw today, I mean, I took a live video. So we've got Jeeps with tailgates, without, everything else. I saw the Trailhawk badge on stuff. Y'all are pretty much
Chris,
covered.
when you have a Jeep store, I know you're pretty familiar with all our lines, but Jeep is a very special brand. They always carry all these different equipments, accessories for the Jeep Wranglers, the Gladiators, that most of the other vehicles they're off-roading don't have. And you can order them in very different colors. A lot of the dealerships here in the Valley, they don't experiment with colors. And that's one of the things we've done here that works pretty good. You can go anywhere, you won't find, let's say, a Hydro Blue Jeep. We got it. Mm-hmm. Or you want one that comes with the extra doors. And dealerships don't think on what the customer needs and wants are. And we're like, 50 minutes, an hour from the beach.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to want to drive your Jeep on the sand with no roof, without the doors. So why not? We already, instead of you going to the aftermarket and buying these doors that cost a ton of money, we can order it with the car.
And our service techs here take care of that. They install all that. They're ASC certified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it doesn't void the warranty, right?
No. And
that's the main question I get from people on the street.
That's what I want to tell you about. The doors already come with the vehicle. The vehicle is already preset to remove the original doors and put the actual doors the vehicle is going to have. So you don't even need a technician. Actually, when you buy the car, we give you the set of doors. We tell you how to do it. And then customers, they do it at the convenience of their own house, and they can take it. They can remove the top. If they don't want to remove the whole top, it's got the panels that
Correct.
you can remove
like a
sunroof.
T-top. Yeah.
Like a T-top.
They're the frame doors. So there's no connection to it. You just take them off and mount the new ones on. There's no connector that you have to connect at that time to activate the doors or anything. And they just have to screw the door on there to make sure it's stabilized, and that's it.
It's very simple. Vanessa makes it sound like it's very easy, but it is very easy.
It is very easy. I can do it myself.
Yeah, she does it herself. And, that's one of the parts. And then what do you do when you buy your Jeep? You want to lift it. You want to put big fat tires, 34s, and, Fox shocks, and make it look like a...
Make it look Amperform, yeah.
Of course.
I've seen them.
A lot of our Jeeps already come pre-ordered that way.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed when they out in the lot.
Well, they come from Jeep that way.
Yeah,
they're ordered. We don't send them off to get done anywhere. We order them like that so that the manufacturer warranty isn't messed with. There's no question about it. It came like that from factory, and that's what it is.
And Jeep knows what the people want.
Well,
correct.
That's one of the key selling points on those particular vehicles, because like Vanessa was telling you, like, you want something that the manufacturer built it that way for you, and you don't have to be doing any other modifications to it, because that comes back what you were telling me about the warranty. If you lift it too much, if you sometimes we didn't have that Jeep that the customer lift on their own.
They make modifications and they don't put the steering stabilizers on, and so it causes excess wobble and items like that to happen. And unfortunately, it is a concern for the customer, but the last thing we want to tell the customers, you took it somewhere else, and that's why it's not valid anymore. Now, with that being said, when we order it, a lot of these customers like to make the Jeeps their own. When they like to make the Jeep their own, they customize it to how they want it. They don't customize it to how everybody else has it, because what's the fun in having something everybody else has?
The individuality.
So when you come here and you order it, you get to pick your colors, your stickers, if you want to lift on it, if you don't want to lift on it. It makes it feel personalized. So it's very, very different.
Yeah, and
it's a candy store.
It's a
pretty much.
Store.
And let me tell you something. It's called the Extreme Recon package. That's the reason why it's called like that. So you
have my attention.
Yes, sir.
You have my attention.
So you have the lift already installed by factory. It's a 3-inch lift. It's a Mopar lift. Everything, all the components on that suspension are covered under warranty, because my techs in Michigan did it. It comes with 33s from factories. You can order the steel machine wheels or the black ones. You can order any package starting with the Willys all the way to the Rubicon with those accessories. And it gives you the Fox shocks as well, the lift. It gives you the big tires. And Jeeps are pretty known because they got all these little gadgets you can add to it, like the American flag, or if it's like a first responder,
yes,
the first responder badge they can put on the Jeep.
That's awesome.
We have the 1942, which was the year that the Jeeps came out. You can actually put that badge if you're in the Army or you remember those first Jeeps. You can do that. So pretty much. I got a question for you.
Yes.
You know what Jeep means?
What?
Just enough essential parts. That's what the GIs used to call them back in 1942. And I hope we can share some information later. But I have the pictures on the wooden box where they were shipped the Jeeps on the ships to go to Europe.
Yeah.
And you freak out. They were like barely basic, just enough essential parts.
I remember seeing a Jeep in a box, and that's a question I get from the really hardcore fanatical Jeep people. Is they sit there and they go, "Do y'all have that Jeep in a box?" And I go, "No, that's from the past. If you can dig one up somewhere, that's treasure of your own. We don't do that." And that's why I had to ask, do we do that? We don't do that.
No, not anymore.
It's an old picture from 1942. It's actually on a transport ship, and they opened the box so everybody could see that a car was in there.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember seeing the rolling chassis, the body, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they put it together on site. They did some of the same stuff with airplanes, but they could do a Jeep in just a few minutes.
Yeah, and talking about that thing on ordering the vehicle.
Yeah, that's one thing people are asking about.
Big thing we do here. We're one of the only dealerships that actually has a process. We have two specialists that if you walk in here and somebody's assisting you, all that people job, those two guys, is like when we have a customer that wants to order the vehicle, they assist our salesman to make sure that everything that this customer wants for that particular vehicle is included on that particular vehicle or it's available. That way we don't tell you yes, and then when the car comes in, it's nothing that what you order. It's completely different. So we have two guys that take care of that for us. And they're specialists. I mean, I train him. I'm one of them. But actually, I like to say we're two. But he's another guy in me. But we know exactly what kind of package. We know exactly what kind of equipment. We know exactly. We can give you a rundown features. What is every feature? What he does. And a lot of. If you go and sit with a salesman, they know the product. But the salesmen, they're always a little faster paced. We actually take the time to invest the 30, 35 minutes with the customer so they understand what they're getting.
Yeah.
That's why we had so many success with ordering vehicles, and we got a very low ratio of customers canceling because they know they're going to get what they ask for. And Chrysler has a very good system. It keeps the customer updated. So believe me, as soon as the car hits the ground, they get an email to let them know, hey, your car just arrived at the dealership. That helps a lot. Plus, what a good memorabilia that you're already like a person that already bought several cars. And the one that you just ordered the way you want it, the window sticker has your name on it.
That's awesome. That's a Mopar thing because I remember one of my instructors in school. He showed me on the inside of the left fender of the old school muscle cars, it had the actual build tag, and as long as you had that on your 3 and 4 digit alphanumerical codes,
of course,
and that's why back in the day, plum crazy purple was not a very common color. It is now. But back then, that's what made it so rare, and every option. And the build sheet is awesome enough. And I know the old school muscle car folks, they sit there and if they have the original build sheet, then that's
it's worth more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's worth more. And so so your name is on the window sticker.
When the vehicle comes in, it's always the same experience because we never tell the customers. I mean, I'm just telling you right now. Probably a lot of people is going to find out after this. But anyways, when they come in to pick it up, I always tell the guys, hey, whoa, remember what you need to do. And they bring the car before they watch it, before anything happens. And they say, look, let me show you something. Can you see the name right there? And they're like, that's my name. This is your car. And like, oh my God, save that for me. Oh no, we're going to save it for you so you can keep it. So when they take delivery, they're more interested on get that window sticker than the paperwork from finance. Hey, don't forget my window sticker. Do you put it on the car? No, sir, I got it here. We're holding it for you. But it's a great experience. But look, that goes together with something else I really, really want to talk about. Once you have people that know what they're doing, it makes your job a lot easier, right? Everybody says the same thing. So here at the store, we pride a lot in training.
Yes.
It's a very important thing. And you can train somebody to sell cars, right? We don't train somebody to sell cars. We train somebody to be friendly, to listen to the customer wants and needs, to train them to know the product so they can answer questions and legitimate questions the customer may have about the vehicle. They may want to know about the warranties. They may want to know about what is the safety features on the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
And we try to create all that confidence when the customer comes in that he's 100% confident that if he asks a question to one of my reps, they're going to answer 9 out of 10, they're going to answer the right answer. So that's a big part of having a specialist. They're trained. They 90% of the sales force is being certified by Chrysler. That means that they're already passed every single exam. They're level 3. To be a level 3, it takes a whole year of work. So all my staff already work for a whole year to train and test on these different kind of vehicles, and pretty much they'll answer the questions you may have about the features of the vehicle, what features do you need, and they will definitely help you finding the perfect one that is not only going to fit your budget, but it's also going to fit your wants and needs. So,
and that's not just Jeep. That's every product here
Correct.
on the lot.
So for
Even
every
in service,
product,
even in
yes,
service.
they have tests and exams they have to take, and modules they have to go through in order to get certified to be salespeople or advisors. Now there are what you consider expert levels, which is what Tony is talking about when he talks about our level 3 certifications. That means that each person took the time to actually become knowledgeable on the product that they're trying to inform you about, whether it's on the sales or the service side. Both sides of our dealership are actually certified across the board right now with expert programs.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have 80% of people, they're Wagoneer ambassadors, which means it's Wagoneer experts.
Oh, yeah.
We have Mopar experts. We have Uconnect experts, which is the online service.
The radio and online services that you require to use on your vehicle, the remote start on your phone, the app and everything, that's Uconnect.
And also fleet and commercial, which we'll get to a little bit later.
Yes.
And also RAM experts, which is a big one.
And then we have the newest one, which is the technology one, which means all the updates that are coming out with these Wagoneers, all the new features, the fun functions, those are all certifications that they need to go over.
So
my head is swimming.
Well,
this is great.
It's a lot of work, man, but I feel like our customers deserve it 100% of the time. And I feel that a lot of dealerships, they don't invest on this type of programs because they don't see the benefit of it. But when you see the CSI and SSI, because CSI is for service, SSI is for sales, SSI is for service. When you see the levels on the response and the scores, and everything that involves, it does help a lot. We have if you buy a vehicle here, what happened to you last time you bought a car? They give you the car. This is your car. This is your key. This is your plate. Give me the binder.
Here you go.
It's clean. Here you go. Have a nice life. Most of those salesmen, like 80% of the salesmen out there, sorry guys, I didn't mean to burn you. They're never going to call that customer back again. And they don't care if they got a good or bad experience. When they know they got the server, they're going to call them because they want the server. Here is completely different. We have a delivery specialist that all he does every day is deliver vehicles. Make sure that the person in front of him is the one that is going to drive it. Sets everything for them. The car has memory seating.
Yeah.
He programs the memory seating. He plugs the Bluetooth phone on the radio, show them how to use it. Most of our vehicles, all our vehicles come with the new Apple CarPlay that you don't even need the cable.
Yeah.
So it's wireless. As long as your phone allows it, it's going to work. You use the same navigation at Google Maps.
Yep.
If you don't, no, it's Maps from Apple.
Apple Maps and Google.
Apple Maps, yeah.
Both, whatever you're using.
Yeah, whatever you're using. And, when you get on that car and you crank it up, you know exactly what it's going to do. You know exactly how do you turn on the radio, where do you move the AC, how do you turn on the heaters on the seats or the AC seats, or, you know, where you go, how do you operate the DVD, because it takes 30-40 minutes making sure that all that is being addressed. And at the end of the demonstration and the delivery, the customer needs to answer a survey by Chrysler that it states they understand everything the vehicle is capable of and all the features that it has. They know how to operate them. At the end of this delivery, it gives them a business card. He's not the salesman, but he's a delivery specialist. So he actually invites the customer, if there is something that I missed or I skipped or you didn't understand 100%, feel free to call me. And he gets a ton of calls because the vehicles have a lot of features.
This is a great check and balance on both the staff and for the customer. This is great.
Oh, yeah. And you know, after that, you know, how cool would it be when you go to a place and you know everybody that works there? Let's say you need a service and you walk into whatever business you like and you know everybody there. How will you feel, Chris? Now I'm interviewing you.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? This actually happened to some neighbors of mine about 12 years ago. They bought, at the time I was a product specialist for GM, and they had just got a LaCrosse from another dealer who shall not be named. And little Potter reference there, Potter. And I said, hey, do you like your LaCrosse? And they went, oh, it has all this stuff. We don't know what it does. And I went, oh, okay. And they still had their handheld remote for the garage door. So I went over there, pulled the vehicle out, made sure they had all their other stuff, you know, the memory seats, showed them how to do their nav and all that kind of jazz. Of course, 12 years ago, it wasn't paired up with Google or none of that stuff yet. But just showing them just those basic features. I said, didn't they go over this at y'all's dealership? And they went, no. But, you know, I said, well, you didn't get it from us. So, but, you know, still it's GM, and I was doing that. So they appreciated it. But having that kind of ambassador,
it's different.
I can understand. And they were a little bit older, and technology to them had changed a little bit.
The main thing we always see, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the main
go ahead.
thing we always see is that, let's say if they're buying a vehicle for the wife, but they're the guys here buying the guys here buying the vehicle, the gentleman, right? So she buys it for her, and then he takes her home. He gets home, and the girl is like, "Oh, I love the car. How do I use it?"
She knows nothing.
So what we do in those cases, that's why the delivery specialists, they're like, "Hey, sir, are you going to be the primary driver or somebody else is?"
Yep.
So we go to the customer home and do a home delivery.
Yes. Walk them through it right there. Program the garage. Oh, man. Hallelujah.
And if the wife is not present, we know she's going to be driving it. Who better to show all these features, because she's going to be driving on a daily basis. And that eliminates a lot of the questions, because Vanessa can tell you about it. The main call we got when a customer is not our customer, is coming from another dealership, is like, hey, I called the dealership where I bought my car, but do you know what the roadside assistance number is at?
Yep.
And Vanessa can tell a little bit of what we just recently did.
So actually, to touch base on the active delivery real quick, not only is it part of the sales, but it's part of service. Part of the active delivery is taking the customer to service and
good, I forget that. Awesome.
Yeah, going over their first appointment, making sure they get to know the staff, introducing them to one or two advisors, so that when they come in, they're familiar. They know who they're looking for. They know who to address their concerns with and who can assist them. Now, most of my staff in the drive, I have 4 advisors, 2 quick lane, 2 hard line, which means quick lane is for regular services like oil changes, and hard line is for diagnosis.
Oh, okay.
If you're having any major problems with your car and you need to drop it off to get it fixed, that's where you take it to. And then I have 2 other ladies there that are awesome, that are my appointment specialists and customer service specialists. They actually follow up with all the customers, and not only do they do the active delivery and sales, but after their active delivery is done, let's say the customer's not here or they didn't have time to go set up their first appointment, my customer service specialist, Miss Celia, actually gets a list every week of the cars that we sold the past week to schedule their first 6-month appointment. So that first 6-month appointment is always set. Every customer gets a call when they get a purchase. Whenever they purchase their car, whether it's new or used, we set up their first 6-month appointment for their services.
And there's something I saw your staff doing out there. They had I believe it was an iPad, and they did a whole walk around of the vehicle.
Yes.
A gentleman had was a black Power Wagon. Oh baby, and hey man,
baby.
I get excited, and of course I see that 6.4 liter badge. I'm going, oh yeah, I know it does in a car and a truck, but they were doing a walk around. They're actually popping pictures.
So
there.
that is new. We're moving on to the paperless era, of course. And with that being said, my check-in process is anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, and they go over all of your services that are needed for your vehicle, and then they go over recalls and updates that are open for your vehicle if you want to get them done at that time. And they do that all in the drive.
Explaining how the system works. When they get here, what do we do first so that you get some
So whenever the customer arrives at the drive, obviously they're greeted at the drive. The advisor walks out, and we have a small OBD2 port pod that goes connected into the vehicle.
Okay, that's right under the steering
column. The little blue pod, yes.
Yeah, and it's like like plugging in a memory stick.
Correct.
And
yeah.
And it links what?
So it links to Chrysler.
Oh, so it goes to the
Chrysler's,
mothership.
To Chrysler's database. So that's how I know if there's recalls open, if there's services open, like updates and stuff. There are certain programmings that come out over time, whether you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle. If it's a Dodge, I can see it.
Wow.
All I have to do is connect it, and it'll give me all the information. If that vehicle was purchased at a certified dealer and the vehicle was registered through Chrysler appropriately, the customer information auto-populates.
Wow.
Name, phone number, address, email, everything.
And that's pretty cool. And it's just within seconds, you just arrive here.
I know.
It took longer to us to greet you and ask you for your name than for us to get all this information.
Like it sounds like a lot,
drive.
But like I said, our check-in process is 5 to 7 minutes. It's actually not a lot of time.
Oh, and one more thing to save you time. If, let's say you own your Power Wagon because you love those. For 2-3 years, you bought it brand new. It's registered under your name. You finance it under your name. When you bring it over here, how tedious is somebody, and your name is, and what is your address, and what is your phone number, and what's your email address, and you're standing there like, oh my God, I just want a note change, right? So these guys plug it in, and if your information is still the same up there,
it's
going to populate,
right
Correct.
and everything is going to be there. We're just going to verify the information with you. Sir, this is your address. This is still your phone number. This is still your email. And they'll go like, we always get the same answer. They go like, wow, how do you got all that?
Oh man.
But anyways, and then she was telling you about that, and tell them about the pictures and everything, because we want you to come in here and leave with the confidence that we didn't damage your vehicle, we didn't scratch it, we didn't put a dent to it. So she's going to explain you a little bit about that.
Now, before I get to the pictures, there's one other thing that it does that's awesome. Let's say you have a check engine light on.
Oh yeah, the dreaded check engine light right next to the dreaded low fuel light. Oh man.
Well, low fuel is very popular, but the check engine light is still number one.
It's number one.
Let's say you come in and the check engine light is on. All you got to do is plug it in, and it'll tell you the fault codes that are present. Now it'll tell you if they're current or if they're old fault codes.
Oh, that
from when you didn't put fuel.
Oh yeah, right.
It does it all the time, obviously, and typical. You take your car to the dealership. The check engine light turns off. As soon as you drive in, I've had customers tell me, as soon as they drive in and turn the corner, the check engine light turns off and it was never there. So they're like, I know you don't believe me, but I promise you it was there. This is how you validate that customer. You plug it in and it'll tell you right away. Part of the check-in process is also taking pictures of the vehicle all around to ensure, obviously, that the vehicle is turned into the customer in the same condition that it was brought in.
Yeah, that's one thing some people worry about, and they can do that with what do you call it, shade tree mechanics.
Yeah,
it's like that fender was already in primer before you got here.
And we watch every vehicle before we deliver it, just the outside. But I don't know. I know you asked me the other day, hey, how do I run my car to the car wash? I said, hey, just put this code in and it worked, right? So as you can see, we got our own fully automatic car wash with a really, really huge blower.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody touches your car. It goes through the rolls.
It's all touchless, yeah.
And then when it comes out, the blower dries it. And believe me, the way we got them is one thing, but when we deliver him, it's got fresh oil, it's clean, ready for you to drive it. The customers come in here and they're with like, oh, you wash my car. And they're happy about it.
And that's with every completed service.
So that's with every completed service except for the 3500s, because they're dualies. My dualies don't fit in there. They're too big.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And unfortunately for my Jeep customers, if they have mods like lights and stuff, I always suggest not not to.
Yeah.
Because remember, this is a cloth wash. It's not bristles, it's cloth, and it may damage the lights. So I always ask the customer before I do anything, just to be on the safe side. And most of my Jeep fanatics always say no.
Yeah.
Because
Especially if they have that retracting tint from the side. That's cool, man.
Yeah, they have these huge bar lights on top.
And you know, I feel like with the time, I know that we just been here for a year, right? And it went real fast, but
yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah, people has been. Thank God, you know, people notice and they can recognize good customer service, and the service department was one of the areas that they experienced it. And I just hear a customer actually today, just telling one of my guys that he thought he was like on a Highland dealership because he came in. We were waiting for him. He waited for him at the drive. Got all the information right out of his vehicle. Brought him in, sitting down in our gorgeous waiting area. We got a big TV over there. We was playing news and the cable, this and that. And then he invited him for a free snack. And then we got the healthy snacks and the beverages. And you know, we got our coffee shop. And you know how those coffee shops can be like very, very, very cheap coffee, but we like to have the good stuff. And he recognized it right away. He sit down and he's drinking his coffee, and you know, Peter goes and gets his vehicle service, comes out like in 30 minutes. And the guy like, man, you know, you guys even do it better than a Highland store.
Wow.
You already changed my oil, sir. Your vehicle is ready to go. Let me take care. Let me come over. Oh, he didn't even have to get up to go pay. We got those portables, credit cards.
The swiping deal.
Yeah, wireless. So he walk in there with the ticket, show him, explain everything that was done to his vehicle. The guy says, you don't have to get up. The guy pulled the card, put the card in the reader, give it to the customer, verify the amount is the same, sign right in there. By the time they walk out, the vehicle was already outside. So that's what I'm telling you. It's not something we preach. It's something we do on a daily basis.
Yeah, I was about to say the first thing I've heard people come in, they say wow. They walk in, they look around, they go, oh wow. And sometimes there's something on the showroom floor. They go, oh, look at that.
Well, here's the difference between us and a lot of dealers. We have a designated Wagoneer floor.
I saw that.
Let me talk to you about it.
All right, let's get, all right.
It's not only...
Hold on, I'm trying to make, okay, hold on.
Process.
Yeah, because I want to do Wagoneer and then talk about commercial and fleet, because that's almost as big as, let's do it, come on. Right. Tony's chomping at the bit, get after it.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about the Wagoneer program. First of all, you know...
First of all, it's been 30 years since Wagoneers, I think, what was it, 91, 92 or somewhere around there?
You know what? I don't remember 100%, but I think it was more in the 80s.
No. It had to be somewhere around 90.
Well, we'll get back to you because that's very good information. But anyways, Chrysler decided to bring it back. We all got like excited.
Yeah.
And they kind of come out first with the Grand Cherokee L because everybody's seen it on the road.
Oh, yeah.
It's our hottest item right now. 1962 was the last one? Oh, it was interesting.
It was the newest one.
Yeah, okay. So first they decided to do the Grand Cherokee L, right? And we saw it and we love it. It looks awesome. Amazing. Amazing vehicle. And it came on the showroom floors and it just proved a point. We can get enough of those things on the store. They sell like right away.
Oh, I had one at the stock show and people loved it.
The form, the grill, everything. They did it. The vehicle doesn't ask... it's as good as I compare it with any Highline out there in the market because of the technology that it has. So they impressed me with that. They already like they say they got me at hello, right?
That's right.
And then they roll out the Wagoneer, the Wagoneer, the shorty version, right? The 7-passenger. We're looking at like, man, this thing is a monster. You know, the suspension, the engine, it's got a Hemi, it's got all this horsepower, it can tow this much. We're all excited about it. And we're finally setting it up on how it is. And then they rolled the Grand Wagoneer a few months ago. Yeah. And people went crazy with it. So we have a designated showroom floor with a Wagoneer stage for it. If you come in here, you can take a look of it, and it's very cool.
Oh, yeah.
So you can tell this is a Jeep dealership, and that's a Grand Wagoneer on the
I already put it on Instagram. I mean, I came here to film, and a Grand Wagoneer for digital, and all we had was I think a tier 2. But even the tier, like you said, the tier 1 and tier 2 standard Wagoneers are awesome. I was like, wow, this is great. And you kept saying, wait till the Grand gets here. I said, where was it? It left this morning.
Yes.
And I was like, we got here in the afternoon, and now there's one here.
And let me tell you, they just opened last month. Finally we can order all the different interior colors because it's got like 4 different ones. We were only getting the global black. Now we're getting the Tupelo, the blue agave, the weave, and it's like a light
Cordoba, like the leather inserts and stuff. Oh, yes.
So now we're getting the very nice stuff they promised us. So we involved the dealership in being a Wagoneer dealership. So now we got everybody certified to sell Wagoneer. We got ambassadors for the brand. We have the program and service that Vanessa can tell you about. But if you bring your Wagoneer, we're probably the only dealership in South Texas that does it. Vanessa, can you tell them what happens if they decided to bring their Wagoneer over here, even if they didn't buy it here?
So if they decide to bring their Wagoneer here, it's honestly going to be the best choice, number 1. Number 2, the Wagoneer does come with 5 years of service when purchased. That includes an oil change and rotation. And then if it's leased, it comes with 3.
Wow.
Number 1 and number 2 right there. And number 3 is, to my knowledge, obviously, we're the only dealership in the Valley that provides a courtesy vehicle service for the Wagoneers. Now, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but when you purchase a Wagoneer, you are entitled, for lack of a better word, to
red carpet service.
Yeah, it's for red carpet service, to obtain a courtesy vehicle almost comparable to what you have. Obviously, we don't have Wagoneers in our fleet, but I do have Grand Cherokees. I have 3 Grand Cherokees right now for Wagoneer customers specifically. We don't get them that much. Obviously, I think we've had... Well, from what our rep tells us for the area, I've had 12 in the last month, and every other dealer has had like 1 or 2 in service.
Yep. Yeah, this thing is hot. I'm surprised it lasted the weekend because, we had to scratch on Friday to do the podcast, and Tony's like, oh, we can see it on Monday. And I'm going, is it going to be here Monday?
and it wasn't. I'm sorry.
And it is here. So when y'all hear this, I'm going to try to get this podcast out as fast as we can. Yeah. So it's not just some little puddle jumper. If you come in a Grand Wagoneer like that Grand Cherokee L as a loaner, that's what.
You're guaranteed you're gonna leave this place with a loaner vehicle, and all you have to do is just pick up the phone and call us, say set an appointment, and we'll have a vehicle ready for you.
Correct. Now let's say I have those 3 units.
What is your phone number for appointments, by the way?
It's 956-381-4400.
381-4400. They call that number. They ask for Sally or Betty.
Correct.
They're gonna set them up very politely because these ladies are amazing, and they're gonna be taken care of. When they show up, we will have a vehicle ready with gas, clean, ready to go, and we're just gonna wait for their Wagoneer, get it in service, get them on their way, and we'll let them know when the vehicle is ready so they can come back. It's a very nice service.
Now, here's the thing. I only have 3. But my sales team is very gracious about loaning me another one.
That's awesome.
Every single time. We work awesome as a team. And
if y'all doing this tag team thing here, this is great. Just the 2 of you here.
We didn't even practice.
I'll say this. It's like the staff here is always like high fiving or pointing like, we got it.
So we have an awesome team. We have very good communication. I have a lot of experience on my service side. I know Tony has a lot of experience on his sales side. And the biggest thing about our store overall is that our service department and our sales team communicate very well. A lot of the times I don't even have to get involved with the sales managers because my service advisor already took care of it with one of them. By the time I find out, it's already been resolved.
Yeah, we like to help each other.
Yeah, I was about to say, I walked by Pete Lopez and I had my blinders on because I was looking for you, Vanessa. And all of a sudden I hear Pete Lopez go, I know you didn't walk by and you're not going to say hello. And I was like, wow. These people are serious. But
you're lucky you didn't walk by Betty and Celia. They would have caught you to chit chat.
She did. She was like, hey, what's going on? I was like, oh, hey.
Hey, you can tell them I'm trying an expedition. They would probably sell you some kind of service for it.
I know. I was about to say.
Anyways, that's very important to us working on a team, and you've been asking about it. So just gonna turn a little bit the conversation to the business link. Business link, it's an area that Chrysler created a couple of years ago. Like it says, it's for business, right? That means we start coming up with vehicles that are in accordance to the businesses wants and needs. That's how we got all these commercial vehicles. That's how you see how many rounds with the flatbed or rounds towing or welding with the welding machine, or you see these
hot shots,
the hot shots in the cargo vans.
The ProMaster series, we had one of those
with the refrigerators, with seats, without seats, plumbing vehicles, et cetera, et cetera. So, what we're doing at this store, this is the only store on this side of the valley besides our sister at Payne that can service commercial vehicles.
Correct.
One thing that we have the lifts. We can do 35, 45, 5500.
Those are the big cab chassis trucks.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We have the capacity of lifting those vehicles in the air, doing brakes, doing maintenance, engines, transmissions. We have everything set in place. We actually have a couple of companies. Thank you guys for taking care of ourselves, for yourselves and ourselves. So they keep giving us business because the work the quality of work we're providing. That's number one. When you have a business and you're running a business and you have vehicles that that business uses to make money, it's very unfortunate to have them down and they're not running, they're not making any money for you. So with the process that we have here, Vanessa can tell a little bit about it. We actually, when it's a customer that we know is a business, and we know he's got a big business, small business, we know our understanding is they need the vehicle in and out quick.
Oh, yeah.
So we're already working on a plan because we want to establish a service program for them. But Vanessa can tell you a little bit about it. We prioritize those vehicles 100%.
We have fleet vehicles that are brought to us. One of our biggest customers, I want to say, for fleet is AEP. They bring us their bucket trucks to service.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that says a lot. I mean, AEP has a big workload. They have a lot of trucks. They have a lot of trucks. It's a ridiculous amount of trucks. They have their own shop, and they still bring us business because they have that much work. Now, with that being said, if I'm not mistaken, we've had, I want to say, 2 to 3 AEP trucks alone this year come in for services that are needed. And then I have a good amount, I want to say at least 5 to 6 hot shots that are regularly here for their maintenance every single month. And that's 5 to 6 businesses, not 5 to 6 trucks.
Hot shots are people that are delivering fluids and parts and stuff to like oil field or any other sort of trade.
Wow. So they drive a lot.
Yeah, they have a CDL in the whole 9 yards.
Exactly.
They're not just, it's not just a truck. They're pulling a gooseneck.
Yeah. Yes.
And they're dropping off other vehicles. I've seen people do this.
Machinery, cars. But that's the part on the service side.
Yeah.
So we started the program also in sales as of a couple of months ago, and we're starting to see now the customers coming in.
Yeah.
Okay, now we talk about inventory. We got inventory for that matter. They're giving us inventory because this is a business link point. They want us to sell those vehicles. We want to take care of those vehicles and the customers. But I know we're talking a lot about the inventory. A lot of people has been asking me about financing. Well, we already have a program that is for businesses only.
Caters. Okay.
And we're developing as we go, and we're already getting to the final stages on it, so it will be operable here in the next couple of days. We're going to introduce what we call business lease.
Okay.
I know probably people don't know, but we're the number 1 leasing dealership in Texas.
Wow. And
we just been here for a year, and we already took the title. We do anywhere from 45 to 55 every month. A lease is a very completely different way of buying a vehicle if you always want to enjoy a brand new car, a lower payment, and a short-term finance. And a lot of the dealerships around us, they don't understand it, foreseeing they can explain it to the customer, the benefits, how is it going to fit the customer, how much money they can save, not only on gas and insurance and monthly payment. So they decided not to do anything like that, which is okay because it's not as easy as it looks. We have to train a couple of months before we're ready. And everybody wants to go either 75, 78, 84 months, right? For us, it's very important that our customers are completely satisfied and comfortable, right? And if we make the turn of the time when they need to buy another vehicle instead of 6-7 years, 3-4 months, 3-4 years, and you keep them on a pretty much same payment on a vehicle that is very nice equipped, why not? You keep enjoying it, right?
And when the lease ends, if they want to buy the vehicle, they can.
Correct.
And also the maintenance programs, is it built into the lease as well?
Yes.
Like other vehicles?
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
let's say, for example, they take a Jeep or they take a Ram. The Jeep comes with 3 oil changes and 3 rotations, and the Ram comes with 3 oil changes and 3 rotations. And it is for a maximum of 3 years. Now, we do offer extensions on those programs.
Yeah.
Through our finance department. We've had customers purchase up to 6-7 years of maintenance because they know they're going to keep their vehicle.
And that's always, it doesn't cost that much more to go first class. My dad always told me that.
Yeah, and let me tell you something, like they leave these places and they see the payment they have, and sometimes, customers have their own doubts because they never leased a vehicle before, and they pretty much didn't understand what the program was, and they're a little afraid of asking, hey, can you explain it one more time? I want to invite everybody to ask every single question they may have. Look online, read online, find out, so you know that we're telling you 100% of the truth. That's the way the program works. So instead of going 84 months, you're going 36 months, 39 months, 48 months, which is 3-4 years, right? You always an equity. Your vehicle most of the time always is going to have warranty, and you got your maintenance already. So like you said, it's better safe than sorry. But anyways, we already mastered that part in sales in our retail side. We're going to introduce that program to business now. So how cool would it be, Chris, if you have your own company, you need 3-4 trucks for your crew, and instead of going and buying it and financing every single one of them, probably you're going to be like in the note with the company because your company is brand new. You're going to need like a guarantor. Because you don't know, a guarantor is like somebody that guarantees the payments are going to be made.
Yep.
So you're still attached to that loan. Now, if you come in and your company's already been established, right, and you buy a couple of trucks because you're starting a company, and then we make you an offer of getting you a credit line on these business lease, which, number one, there's no limitation on miles. So we raise that from the equation.
That's awesome in itself.
Number two, there is no limitations on wear and tear. If you crash the vehicle, as long as you fix it within the guidelines, you're fine. If it's a total loss, your insurance is going to pay it.
Wow.
All the lease contracts, they come already with GAP. So you don't even have to buy GAP for that thing.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So anyways.
Tony, what is GAP?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the people out there that don't know.
I always talk about Gap and Edge, and that's always something I personally push because it saved my butt.
Definitely.
Okay. It's an insurance for your car insurance. Okay, let me tell you how it works. If you have a vehicle, how many people in the valley or anywhere, they bought a vehicle with no money down, right? So they roll over taxes because they have decent credit, whatever the case may be. They finance taxes and the truck, right? And they got all that amount of money and they're making payments on it, right? So they decided in a year that they don't like that truck anymore. They come in and they do the same thing. They buy a vehicle. They carry some of this negative equity on this first vehicle they bought to the second car, right?
The negative equity is the money you still owe on vehicle A.
So your balance goes higher, right?
Yep.
So now you're running on the risk that the vehicle you're driving may not be worth what the fair market value is. So if there is a possibility, if you have an accident, your insurance is going to cover part of it. So you're going to be responsible for the difference.
Half,
because if not, it goes on your bureau. If you don't pay it, it looks like a repossession.
Yep.
Okay, because it's a car loan. Now, if you acquire gap insurance, which on the lease already comes with it, the gap is going to pay the difference between the amount of money your insurance didn't pay. They're going to cover the difference.
Oh.
So either way, your account is going to be satisfied and it's going to be closed and you're going to be available to start all over. So going back to the business thingy, to the business lease, you can lease this vehicle. And no, you're not going to have no wear and tear, no mile limitation. There's two big ones.
That's huge.
Okay, so the only thing is that at the end of the loan, whatever the residual value on the lease is whatever percentage amount of money is going to be that they're going to calculate that the vehicle is going to be worth in 3-4 years. Okay, let's say you buy a company truck, right? You put 80,000 miles in 3 years, right? So you got no limitation on miles, you got no limitation on wear and tear. The truck still looks good, even though you work it and you use it for your business, right? At the end of the 3 years, they evaluate your vehicle. You got two choices as a business. If you see, Chris, that it's a good truck and you owe $18,000 on it, and you still think you can get life out of it, you can still make money out of it, you can buy it from us. We'll sell it back to you for that amount.
Yeah.
Plus TT&L, of course, because we got to retag it and all that.
Yeah.
Or you can just decide, hey, you know what? I don't know you anything. You don't know me anything. Here's a truck, and I'd rather get a brand new one for my next employee. You can trade it in if it helps you, or just turn it in and get another one. So that's the beautiful thing. And once we open you a line of credit, like we just did right now, we just did the first one. We actually in the stages of finalizing that deal. I can mention names, but we got a big company here is buying 8 Jeep products, Hydro Blue. That's the color of the company, and we trying to get them $1 million line of credit.
Wow.
For that company. And all they're going to have to do is just come in and sign for every car. No money down. We require some paper from the company. They don't give it directly to us. They deal directly with the bank, so they're CPAs. You know, I know a lot of business owners.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want us to get in their business,
That's
right?
right.
And I perfectly understand it's privacy. Everybody handles their own business the way they feel is the best way. So what we do, we let the bank directly, the guy that does the loan for the business link, communicate directly with the CPA of that company, and they speak the same lingo, Chris.
Oh, no.
They know exactly which information they need for the loan. And when it's CPA with CPA, they share information. All we got is the yes or no. Mainly is a yes if they can provide them with the information they want. And that's a great way of buying vehicles. You don't have to be a big corporation. We already have a lawyer. Of course, I'm not going to say his name. That he's got a group of 4 paralegals. And paralegals. I didn't understand what their work was, but they do a lot of the legwork for the lawyers.
Oh, yeah.
They go records here, the court. Oh, they're running all over the place. So he's like, Tony, I'm tired of them calling me. Hey, my car didn't start. Or I'm having car problems. What can we do? And I pitched him the option. I said, look, man, even though you're a lawyer, you got a company, you're a corporation or a company, let me find you 4 Renegades. What kind of, I want the less expensive Jeep you guys have, because I know, and
just a base model.
He said it. They last forever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. So we got him we work a deal. He's right now we're trying to get him approved for 4 Renegades on a lease. And guess what his payment is going to be?
What?
Less than $400 on a $30,000 Jeep Renegade. And instead of him losing money waiting for employees to show up or giving advances so they can fix the vehicles, he can write up. This is the best part, because we're getting to the best part. You can write up 100% of the payments. 100%.
You can write them off.
So it's $1,600 a month on 4 cars.
Yeah.
And it's $16,000 in 10 months?
Yeah.
And you're talking about $3,600. So we're talking about almost $19,000 that he can write off from his business
Yearly.
Plus fuel, plus expenses, plus maintenance, plus depreciation. So it's a win-win situation for every business. Instead of paying all that money to Uncle Sam, you invest that money on maybe providing your employees with better transportation so they can help you do your work better. And they're going to be very productive because now they have very reliable vehicles. They're going to break down. They're not going to break down in the middle of the job,
And this isn't just going to apply like people with multiple vehicles in a fleet. Let's say somebody goes to STC, and I know the big 3 there is culinary arts, HVAC, plumbing, and what's the other one? HVAC, plumbing, or heating and cooling, plumbing. The trades, the 2-year trade schools. So let's say somebody goes in there, they've got their stuff going on, and of course they'll probably apprentice somewhere. But let's say somebody comes right out of the chute and they want to get a ProMaster, not just a little ProMaster City like the size of a small Caravan, but like the big one that used to be like the Sprinters,
the 4,500.
Yeah, the big ones. Was it like a 3/4 ton job or 1 ton, and they can come to y'all. With those options with the Business Link, and of course do the upfits here. The reason I was thinking about it when you were talking about it was I was over at our pre-owned store right there on the expressway at Bicentennial, and there was a contractor vehicle, and the guy was a key maker.
Yeah.
He was a locksmith, and when you said, I need the vehicle immediately, well, nobody wants to be locked out of their car.
Of course.
And I'm sitting there going, what about this independent contractor, and I saw, he had a chair like what we're sitting in. I'm looking inside his truck, and I went, "This is nice." I'm going, "Wow."
It's your portable office.
Yeah, exactly. So they can have the same thing as an independent here with the business link, and also get their upfits here.
Correct.
Okay. Are the upfits also? Is there a package you have for that with the lease option, or we're working on that?
No. A lot of the stuff that the programs allows us to do is outfitting, and pretty much the department is run by Craig Blackwell.
Yeah,
he's the one in charge. We have 2 specialists here. But we have all the connections, man. If you need whatever you need a refrigerator on that thing. Yeah. You're gonna transport food, or you're gonna transport meat, or whatever the case may be. We can get you that refrigerator unit for your truck, isolated and everything. You need cabinets for a plumbing guy. We can do that. Carpenter, like I mentioned to you, hot shots, fifth wheel, gooseneck, any welding machines. There is some. We can add things like extra tank of fuel.
Diesel.
Like
a fuel cell in your trunk. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have 2 tanks on the truck. You never stop, right? Yeah. Lights, platforms, chassis. Like there's a bunch of possibilities, and Craig has all the connections to do whatever the job is it that you need to get done. We can help you out.
And over time, is that going to be, you can have a special tier package for Business Link maybe over time with something like
Chrysler
that?
Chrysler has a lot of objectives, and pretty much like if you can prove that you're going to put this and that, Chrysler will allow you also rebates.
Okay, that's
or give you
awesome.
credits on if we carry that same item that you're looking for through our Business Link Mopar. They can help you with stuff like that. And the most important part is like pretty much they offer rebates for different kinds of outfits.
Good.
We just need to know, like, that's why it's very precisely, Chris. When you come in here, you talk to a Business Link specialist, and they know, like, believe me, you talk to one of those guys and they spin your head because they're not asking questions because they want to know. They're asking questions because they want to know how they can fit you better. Mm-hmm. Okay, sir, and what is it you're going to use it for? You tell them exactly what you're going to use the vehicle for, and they already have all this experience of building vehicles for many businesses because they're new at this store, but they've been working for the group for quite a while. So they know exactly what is going to be need for the different kind of jobs. So that's also a big plus because you go to different stores. They got a fleet manager. Pretty much that guy is always out there trying to get new business, but they don't have 2 designated sales reps. Their Business Link. We do here, where you can come in, sit down with them, tell them exactly what you need done. They're going to give you specs, sizes, engines, transmissions, what kind of capacity you need to do what the job requires to get the job done. So it's a big plus. It's a big help for the. I hate to go with somewhere that doesn't understand what I want to do, or I explain him what is it that I want to do, and he doesn't know how to help me.
Or 2 or 3 places to do one job. And service, y'all do have those lifts, right?
Yes.
Are y'all going to expand, or you just switch now?
So we have lifts already in place,
since the store was built.
Correct, and we have the interior shop, and then we still have the exterior shop.
Wow. Okay, exterior for just like a
heavy duty.
I got you. Outside. If it don't fit in the bay, it's out back.
Pretty much, yeah. The 3500s and 5500s go out back.
Yeah, and that's what we call cab chassis. Those it looks like a naked truck with no bed on it. This Business Link thing, this is awesome.
And for the most part, we wouldn't be developing as we are if we wouldn't have the capacity on the service department. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, we're trying to provide business, not only to help the business out there, but also to bring business to our service department. And all I got to tell you, like, you buy a vehicle with us, you can be assertive 100% that you can come in here, and there's going to be no answer from no questions asked for no one. It's going to be like, hey, you know what? We'll service your vehicle because we got all the tools and all the lifts to make sure that we can do it.
Wow.
And a lot of dealerships that they're the same brand, they don't have it. They can't even service the vehicle. They don't even sell them brand new. They don't even have that department. And we think that that's a big plus for our store, having all those capacities of, understanding. Because one thing is when you're trying to buy a car for yourself. when you're trying to get something for a business, you need to understand exactly what the needs are, because you cannot make the same mistake when you buy your own car.
Yeah, I was about to say, and y'all, and this is a store that's only been around just a year.
Correct.
Just a year.
We opened late January last year.
Well, I know y'all came prepared. I mean, y'all came with your A game.
Yeah.
And, been here a year. We got both the general manager and the service manager here just clicking and going along, and we dove right in. Y'all are just so eager to get into it. I never got to ask y'all. We'll start ladies first. Vanessa, how long you been in the automotive business?
Well, honest answer is I've been in the automotive business for 5 years now. I started off in sales. That's how Tony and I met, actually, 5 years ago.
Oh, Lord.
He used to be a used car manager at another dealer, who shall remain nameless.
Shall not be named.
And he used to call me over and tell me that he was going to call my manager so I could go sell cars for him and go get ups at his dealer, because it was kind of dead at my dealer. So I would go sell cars for him, and he would pencil all my deals pretty much, and that's how we met like 5 years ago. But we made pretty good deals back then. I mean, this was 5 years ago. It was very different, and he was the used car director over there, and that's how it started. And then I ended up here as an advisor. I actually have 4 years experience as an advisor. I started off at another dealer, obviously, and then I started off last March here. On March 10th was my first day.
The way she came to sell me protein shakes and
it was energy teas.
And I'm like, what are you doing selling energy teas? I need a rider over here.
but he drank it, and then he's like, hey, you want to come over and work for me? And I started off as an advisor, and then last August I got promoted to service drive manager, and now to service director in December.
Man. Vanessa, what was your first car?
My first car that I bought for myself?
I always ask, like, first car that the loaner, the hand-me-down, whatever it was.
The first car was an 05 Mercedes-Benz E500.
Oh, so bougie. So bougie.
And then the first car that I bought myself was a BMW 320i.
Little Miss Bougie over here. Oh, my God.
Expensive taste.
I know.
But right now, you know what? I drive a Durango, and I love my Durango. This is actually my second Durango.
You better be.
This is my second Durango. I had a maroon one first, which was a GT, and now I have the GT Plus. And my son is in love with my Durango.
Yeah, I had one, and it had a 6 in it. And I remember how old school I was. I sat there and I went, "Is this thing got a 318 in it?" And they go, sir, we don't make that anymore. I said, well, you better go find one in the back, because I know y'all got one.
Please
back
put it on.
But that also reminds me, not only can people get their vehicle serviced here, I saw a hat, all those cool hats over at Service.
Yes.
And it was a beautiful black hat, and it had a stitching of an elephant, and I knew exactly what that meant, because it said 426 Hemi.
Yeah.
Let's say some Moparian motorhead is doing their own rotisserie rebuild, or they've got that old Plymouth Satellite, and they go, you know what, I want to make a Roadrunner clone, and they can order a crate Hemi. Can they not?
They can come to my parts department and order whatever they want.
Baby.
Yep.
So
as long as I can order it, they can have it.
They can have it.
Oh man.
I got loads of accessories. If they find anything online that's directly through Mopar that they want to order and ship to my store, they can. They can come to my parts counter. I have this awesome guy named German who's in charge of my parts counter. He'll order anything you ask him to order.
Wow.
Let him know about also the how long does it take to order parts now?
So
I was about to say.
As of March 21st, we are scheduled to receive a shipment every single day except Mondays and Saturdays.
That's hot.
Yeah.
And
thank you, Mr. Austin Payne. You did great, sir.
and it used to take a while, like every other week or something like that.
No, it was taking anywhere from 3 to 7 business days, unfortunately.
Okay. And for some people,
Depending,
that's too.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Depending on where it's coming from, it was a big factor. And then this bipolar weather we have in Texas wasn't really helping. So unfortunately, it was a setback for us, but thankfully we're up and running, and
especially for Fleet.
Yeah.
For Fleet.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a smooth ride ahead.
Yeah, we need to get all these components. But anyways, Chris, It's been a very pleasant talk.
I know you probably got to go, but you're not getting off that easy. What was your first car?
No, well, I was about to tell you.
Come on.
I was about to tell you how long I've been in the car business.
Yeah. Tell me about that. Yeah.
I've been in the business for going on this October on 24 years.
Wow.
So like a lot of people don't believe me. I started like everybody else as a salesman, 8 years, and then at another dealership, almost 11 years at the same place. I'm sorry. Then I went 7 years to another dealership that I can mention either.
It's all right.
And then, 2 years in another one. And I live in Westlaco, so I end up meeting Mr. Austin Payne, and he offered me a job. And it's been a fun ride for these past 3 years. So I end up getting this great opportunity here in Edinburgh. And I love the opportunity, and we're growing, and I'm very satisfied with my staff. But also, I'm going to finish with you said the first car that I owned.
Yeah, what was your first car?
1972 VW Beetle.
I had a 74. I know what you mean, man.
Yeah.
Man. Mine was a Super Beetle. It was 60 horse.
Mine was like a 1200, and my motorcycle go faster than the car.
I know. 73, 74 miles an hour, flat ground, in fourth gear, just me by myself. That's all I got out of it.
Yeah, you could like, the best feature of that vehicle had, remember when they used to come with the heater?
Oh, yeah.
You know what the heater was? You want to know? She doesn't know. Okay, the Volkswagen. We're talking about Volkswagen now, but we have a Volkswagen story, so Freddie's going to be happy about this. Under the back seat, they got two vents underneath. Okay, so when you pull the lever in the middle here to turn on the heater, all it does, it opens the vents like this, and you get all the warm air that is coming off the engine compartment.
That's right.
Oh my God.
It prevents it. So you better have a good exhaust connection.
Yes.
Or you're gonna get real
that
slight.
wasn't a safety hazard?
Oh
my God.
That's the part he's talking about. If it's leaking, you're going to get all that CO2 going in the car, so you can do that.
Someone might pass out while driving.
Yeah.
Well, you smell it right away. But anyways, that was the heater of my car.
Well, the heater.
No cooling. The only cooling was remember the little flaps on the
The
glass?
little window flaps?
That's old.
Okay,
that's old
those I know.
school. I lived in the desert, so the heater was every time I rolled down the window, it was always on.
Yeah, so that was my first car, and I remodeled the whole thing, and then I made the mistake of getting married, so I had to sell it, and
oh no,
that helped me with the wedding.
Oh my God!
But anyway,
Y'all this is so much fun. Anything in closing y'all like to say?
I mean, whatever y'all need, we're here to help y'all out. We are a customer-oriented store for the most part. Y'all have questions, we're here to take care of you.
That's awesome.
The best contact number is going to be our 956-351-4400 and our website to set up your appointments if you can't get a hold of anybody or you just don't want to call, because that's the truth nowadays. A lot of people want to go online and set up their own appointment. It's going to be Payne Edinburg CDJR.com. You can go into the service tab and set up your own appointment and put all your information, schedule it in.
Wow. Now, usually this was going to be like just a quick one. I was going to do a Payne Auto Talk short, but y'all kept pinging and ponging so well. This has turned into about, right now I'm clocking in at just over an hour. So this has been good. So I'll drop this bomb on you. Usually I do a bit of musical stuff, but what's some of y'all's favorite music, something you'd like to hear me play?
It's your turn.
If I was to play a song and sing a song, what do y'all want? I'll do one for each of you.
No, well, all my exes live in Texas.
Oh my God.
And how about you, Vanessa?
That one's perfectly fine with me, actually.
Wonderful. Just lovely. All right, you two crazy kids. You wanted George Strait, so here you go. We do not own the rights to this song, but Mr. Jorge Derecho, Mr. George Strait does. All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, And that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. Rosanna's down in Texarkana wanted me to push her broom. Sweet Eileen's in Abilene, she forgot I hung the moon. And Allison's in Galveston somehow lost her sanity. And Dimples, who now lives in Temple's, got the law looking for me. All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas. That's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. I remember that old Rio Grande River where I learned to swim, but it brings to mind another time where I wore my welcome thin. And by transcendental meditation, I go there each night. But I always come back to myself long before daylight. All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I dearly love to be. But all my exes live in Texas, therefore I reside in Tennessee. Some folks think that I'm hiding. It's been rumored that I died, but I'm alive and well in the RGV. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Payne Auto Talk with Chris Marshall of the Payne Street Team, brought to you by Payne Auto Group Valley-Wide and PayneAutoGroup.com. Feel free to come see Tony and Vanessa over here at Payne Edinburg Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Thank you all for joining me today. I know you took some time out of your schedules because y'all are pretty tall in the trough here. And anything else you like to say?
I just want to end up with saying we got lo que tú quieres regardless.
All right, we are gone.
That was fun, Chris.
Oh.